In the year 2125, Earth had finally become a place of peace. People had learned to work together and build a better world. But as humanity looked up at the stars, they were unaware of the danger lurking beyond their planet. The Galactic Council, a powerful group of alien species, had set their sights on Earth. They viewed humans as weak and unworthy of existing in the galaxy. One day, a massive spaceship known as the Apex Destroyer appeared in the sky. It was larger than any human-made craft, and its dark, sharp edges gave it an intimidating look. The Council had sent this warship to deliver a message: Earth must surrender or face destruction. The aliens believed their advanced technology would easily crush any resistance from humans. As the Apex Destroyer orbited the planet, the leaders of Earth gathered for an emergency meeting. In a high-tech command center, they discussed the threat. The room buzzed with tension as faces filled with concern surrounded a large screen displaying the alien ship. "Look at that monstrosity," said General Ramirez, a battle-hardened leader with years of experience. "They think we'll just roll over and give up. We can't let them intimidate us." Dr. Emma Lee, a brilliant scientist, stood beside him. "We've made great progress in our technology, but we can't underestimate them. We need a solid plan." The leaders agreed that they had to show strength and resilience. Humanity had fought through tough times before, and they would do it again. Earth's forces were small but determined. They had to act quickly before the Galactic Council decided to attack. Meanwhile, the Council watched from the Apex Destroyer. Inside the ship, Counselor Thrax, a reptilian alien with cold, calculating eyes, sneered at the images of Earth on their screens. "These humans are foolish. They think they can resist us. Prepare the weapons. We will give them one last chance to surrender." On Earth, the atmosphere was charged with fear and determination. People looked up at the night sky, their hearts pounding as they saw the huge ship hovering above them. News channels reported the arrival of the alien warship, stirring a mix of panic and curiosity among the public. "Do you think they'll really attack?" a young girl asked her father as they watched the news together. "I hope not," he replied, trying to stay calm. "But we have to be ready for anything." Back in the command center, General Ramirez and Dr. Lee worked together to devise a plan. They knew that humans had a unique strength, their ability to adapt and innovate. While the aliens relied on their advanced technology, humans could think outside the box. They needed to gather all their resources and prepare for a possible battle. "We need to activate our hidden fleet," Dr. Lee said. "It's time to show them what we're capable of. We've been developing our ships in secret for years. This is our moment to shine." The general nodded, determination shining in his eyes. "Let's do it. We'll surprise them and show the Galactic Council that humans will not be pushed around." As the humans prepared their secret fleet, the mood in the command center shifted from fear to resolve. They were no longer just reacting to the threat, they were taking control of their fate. As night fell, the stars twinkled brightly above Earth, a reminder of the vast universe and the dangers it held. But for the first time, humanity felt a spark of hope. They had faced challenges before and had come out stronger. This time would be no different. The fight for their planet had begun, and they were ready to defend it. As the Apex Destroyer loomed overhead, the people of Earth knew they had to unite. Together they would stand against the threat from the stars and fight for their future. Little did the Galactic Council know that humans were far more powerful than they could ever imagine. As the threat from the Apex Destroyer hung over Earth, a secret was brewing beneath the surface. While the Galactic Council believed they were about to crush humanity, Earth had been preparing for this moment for years. Hidden away from the prying eyes of the universe, scientists and engineers had been working tirelessly to create a fleet of advanced warships. These ships were designed to surprise anyone who dared to underestimate human ingenuity. Deep inside a mountain bunker, a team of engineers and military leaders gathered. The room was filled with screens showing detailed blueprints and models of their secret fleet. Commander Lee, a stern yet visionary leader, stood at the front, his voice steady and confident. "Today we show the galaxy what humanity can do," he declared. "Our ships are ready, and we have the element of surprise. We will not go down without a fight." Around the table, his team nodded in agreement. They knew they were fighting for more than just survival. They were fighting for their homes, families, and the future of Earth. The atmosphere in the room was charged with a mix of determination and excitement. Dr. Emma Lee, who had been instrumental in the fleet's development, stepped forward. "Our ships are equipped with cutting-edge technology," she explained. We have energy shields that can withstand powerful blasts, and our railguns can fire projectiles at incredible speeds. We can hit hard and fast! The team ran through their plans. The fleet consisted of sleek, agile ships designed for speed and maneuverability. Each ship was named after historical figures known for their bravery and intelligence. The flagship was named HMS Titan, a nod to humanity's resilience. As the sun rose, illuminating the sky, Commander Lee and his team prepared for the launch. They knew time was short. The longer the Apex destroyer lingered in Earth's orbit, the more confident the Galactic Council would become. Meanwhile, up in space, Counselor Thrax continued to monitor Earth. He believed that the humans would not dare to fight back. "They will submit," he scoffed, his sharp eyes scanning the view screens. "Prepare the weapons for full power. Let's show them our might." Back on Earth, the moment had come. As the fleet launched into the sky, the engineers watched with pride. Each ship glimmered in the sunlight, a testament to human innovation and spirit. The command center buzzed with energy as the team made final preparations for the upcoming battle. "Here we go," Commander Lee said, his heart racing. "It's time to remind them that humans are not to be taken lightly." As the ships ascended, the pilots inside felt a surge of adrenaline. They were part of something bigger than themselves. They were not just flying machines, they were defenders of their planet. Each pilot had trained hard, and now they would put their skills to the test. As they reached the edge of space, the fleet formed a formation, sleek and organized. They could see the Apex destroyer looming in the distance, its dark shape casting a shadow over the Earth. The sight of it sent a chill down their spines, but it also fueled their determination. They were not afraid. "On my command," Commander Lee said through the communication system. "We will strike hard and fast. Show them what humanity is capable of." The pilots prepared for action, their hearts beating in sync with the rhythm of their ships. In that moment, they were united, ready to fight for their homes and families. Back on the Apex destroyer, Counselor Thrax was caught off guard as the human fleet suddenly appeared. "What is this? They have ships?" He turned to his crew, disbelief written across his face. "Prepare to engage!" But it was too late. As the humans launched their surprise attack, they unleashed their full fury. Energy beams lit up the darkness of space, and the battle for Earth had begun. The Galactic Council's confidence quickly turned to panic as they realized that humans were not just survivors, they were fierce warriors. With each passing moment, the tide of the battle shifted. Earth's hidden strength had been revealed, and now the galaxy would witness the true power of humanity. As the human fleet positioned itself in the vastness of space, tension filled the air. Commander Lee watched from the bridge of HMS Titan, the flagship of the fleet. The enormous shadow of the Apex destroyer loomed in the distance, its weapons ready to unleash devastation. But the humans were no longer afraid. They were prepared to fight back. "Pilots, this is it," Commander Lee said, his voice strong and clear. "We will show the Galactic Council that humans will not go down without a fight. On my mark, we strike!" Each pilot felt their heart race. They had trained for this moment, and now it was time to prove their strength. They would not just defend their home, they would take the fight to the enemy. "Ready weapons!" Lee commanded. The pilots checked their systems, ensuring everything was functioning perfectly. The hum of machinery filled the ship as the crew prepared for battle. In the command center of the Apex destroyer, Counselor Thrax was confident. "They are just a small fleet. We will crush them in seconds," he declared, a smirk on his face. The Council believed the humans were no match for their technology. But as the humans activated their weapons, a sense of urgency spread through the ship. Commander Lee's finger hovered over the launch button. "Now, engage!" In an instant, beams of bright energy shot forth from the human ships, cutting through the darkness of space. The first strike had begun. The surprise attack caught the aliens off guard, and for a brief moment, chaos erupted on the Apex destroyer. "Shields up!" Thrax shouted, but it was too late. The first wave of energy blasts slammed into the alien warship, causing it to shudder and tremble. The humans had struck hard, and the impact sent a shockwave through the alien crew. As the battle continued, the human pilots executed their maneuvers with precision. They darted in and out of formation, making it difficult for the aliens to target them. The humans had an advantage. Their ships were smaller and more agile, allowing them to weave through enemy fire. One pilot, Lieutenant Sarah Kim, felt the adrenaline surge through her veins. She flew her ship, the HMS Valor, with skill and determination. I'm locking onto their engines, she called out, focusing her sights on a key target. With a steady hand, she fired her weapon, hitting the alien engines with a powerful blast. The explosion rocked the Apex destroyer, and alarms blared throughout the ship. Thrax's confidence wavered as he realized that the humans were not only fighting back, but actually winning ground. "Reinforce the shields!" he ordered, panic creeping into his voice. But the humans kept coming, wave after wave of energy blasts striking the alien warship. The Council had never expected such fierce resistance. Back on Earth, people watched the battle unfold on their screens. News reports streamed live, showing the bright lights of battle against the dark backdrop of space. Families gathered, hearts pounding, as they witnessed their fellow humans standing up against a powerful enemy. "Look at them go!" shouted a young boy, his eyes wide with excitement. "They're really fighting!" His mother nodded, tears of pride in her eyes. "Yes, they are. They're showing the galaxy that we won't back down." As the battle raged on, Commander Lee pushed his fleet to its limits. "Stay focused! Keep the pressure on them," he urged. The humans were fighting with everything they had, and they could feel the tide of the battle shifting. In the chaos, a breakthrough occurred. A coordinated strike from several human ships damaged the alien ship's weapon systems, leaving the Apex destroyer vulnerable. Commander Lee saw his chance. "Now, attack their command center!" he commanded, knowing that if they could take out the leadership of the Council's ship, they could turn the tide of the entire battle. The human pilots surged forward, determined and united. They would not only defend their home, but also reclaim their place in the galaxy. As they launched their final assault, the Galactic Council realized that they had underestimated humanity's strength. The first strike had proven to be a pivotal moment. Humanity was not just surviving, they were thriving, and the galaxy would never forget the day they stood up to the Galactic Council. As the battle continued to rage in the cold void of space, the human fleet pressed forward with fierce determination. The sound of alarms and the blaring lights on HMS Titan filled the air as Commander Lee and his team pushed their ships to the limit. They could see the damage they were inflicting on the Apex destroyer, and it fueled their resolve. "Keep up the pressure!" Commander Lee shouted, his voice steady despite the chaos around him. "We're breaking through!" On the bridge, the crew worked quickly, monitoring their weapon systems and scanning for incoming threats. Each pilot knew their role and executed it with precision. Lieutenant Sarah Kim, piloting the HMS Valor, was focused and determined. She had seen her fellow pilots strike true, and she wanted to contribute to the victory. "Target acquired!" she called out, locking onto an alien turret that was firing relentlessly at her comrades. With a deep breath, she pressed the button, sending a powerful energy blast toward the target. The turret exploded in a brilliant flash, and Sarah felt a surge of pride. "Nice shot, Sarah!" a voice chimed in over the comms. It was her wingman, Lieutenant Mark Jones, flying nearby. "Let's keep moving!" As the human fleet coordinated their attacks, the alien ship began to falter. Counselor Thrax, watching the damage unfold, felt panic rise within him. "Reinforce all sections! We must hold the line!" he ordered, but his crew struggled to respond as the humans relentlessly pressed their advantage. The alien ship's once imposing shields began to fail. The humans used their agility to their advantage, darting around the larger vessel, striking at weak points and exploiting openings. The sight of their enemy struggling filled the human pilots with a sense of hope. Back on Earth, people gathered around screens, anxiously watching the battle unfold. They felt every hit and every victory as if they were flying in the ships themselves. The atmosphere was electric, filled with cheers and shouts of encouragement. "Go, humans!" a young girl shouted, waving her small flag. Her parents smiled, feeling a mix of pride and fear. They had always known that humans were resilient, but seeing their bravery in real time was something extraordinary. As the battle continued, Commander Lee ordered a new strategy. "Let's focus on their engines. If we disable them, we can trap the Apex destroyer here." The pilots nodded, knowing this was their chance to turn the tide for good. With renewed energy, the human ships gathered into formation, ready to execute their plan. They moved as one, weaving in and out of enemy fire while heading straight for the alien engines. The teamwork was flawless. Each pilot supported the others, covering gaps and ensuring safety. "On my mark," Commander Lee instructed, his heart racing. 3, 2, 1, now! At that moment, the fleet unleashed a barrage of energy blasts aimed directly at the alien engines. The beams struck with incredible force, and the ship shuddered violently. Counselor Thrax gripped his chair, a look of disbelief crossing his face. "We're losing power!" one of his crew shouted. The fear was palpable as the once mighty Apex destroyer began to tremble, its massive structure weakening under the relentless human assault. "Continue firing!" Thrax barked, desperation seeping into his voice. But the humans were relentless. They pressed their advantage, knowing victory was within reach. In the midst of the chaos, Sarah and her fellow pilots remained focused. They had come too far to back down now. "Let's finish this!" Sarah shouted, leading the charge towards the ship's command center, their final target. As they approached, the human pilots could see the chaos inside the alien warship. The crew was scrambling, trying to regain control. The humans flew in formation, determined to end the fight. "Here we go!" Sarah yelled as she fired another round at the command center. The blast hit true, and the alien ship rocked violently. Thrax realized they were losing control completely. In that moment, the tide had truly turned. The humans had not only fought back, but had shown the galaxy that they were a force to be reckoned with. The fearsome reputation of the Galactic Council was crumbling, and the bravery of humanity was shining bright. With one final push, the human fleet launched their most powerful attack. As beams of energy shot towards the Apex destroyer, a massive explosion lit up space, marking the beginning of a new chapter in the story of humanity. The Galactic Council had underestimated the fighting spirit of Earth, and now they would pay the price. The battle was far from over, but humanity had proven that they would not back down. The battlefield in space had turned into a scene of chaos and destruction. The once mighty Apex destroyer was now a wounded beast, its engines crippled and its command center in disarray. The humans had pushed forward with courage and skill, and the tide of battle was unmistakably in their favor. Commander Lee watched from the bridge of HMS Titan as the alien ship shook under the relentless assault. "We've come too far to stop now," he said, his voice filled with determination. "Let's finish this!" As the human fleet regrouped, their pilots exchanged glances of shared resolve. They had fought hard, and the thought of victory spurred them on. Lieutenant Sarah Kim, still piloting the HMS Valor, felt a surge of adrenaline. She had witnessed the strength of her fellow pilots and knew they were on the brink of a historic triumph. "Let's make our final push," Sarah called out to her wingman, Lieutenant Mark Jones. "We can end this once and for all." Mark nodded, his eyes shining with excitement. "I'm right behind you, Sarah." The human ships accelerated toward the Apex destroyer, ready to unleash one final decisive strike. Commander Lee gave the order to lock on to the alien ship's remaining weapons systems, knowing that disabling them would ensure their victory. "Target acquired," Sarah announced, her heart racing as she locked her sights on an alien laser turret. "Firing!" A beam of energy shot forth, striking the turret with a brilliant explosion. The crew aboard the Apex destroyer was now in full panic mode. Counselor Thrax, overwhelmed by the sudden shift in power, watched helplessly as his ship crumbled under the pressure. "Activate emergency protocols," he shouted, but his commands fell on deaf ears. The alien crew was scrambling, desperately trying to regain control of their ship. The humans had taken the advantage, and now it was time to seal their fate. As the human fleet closed in, the destruction of the Apex destroyer seemed inevitable. Lee ordered the fleet to concentrate their firepower on the core of the alien warship. "This is it!" he shouted. "Let's show them the strength of humanity." With the combined might of their energy blasts, the human fleet unleashed a torrent of fire upon the alien ship's core. The air crackled with energy as beams collided, creating a spectacle of light and sound. Each explosion echoed through the vacuum of space, a testament to humanity's resolve. "Hold steady!" Sarah urged her fellow pilots as they maneuvered through the chaos. The fear of failure was replaced by the thrill of victory. They were not just fighting for survival anymore. They were fighting for their place in the galaxy. As the explosions intensified, Counselor Thrax could feel the ship beginning to break apart. "We must retreat," he yelled, but it was too late. The human assault had reached critical levels. The core of the Apex destroyer began to destabilize, and alarms blared throughout the ship. The humans watched as the once formidable warship trembled under the onslaught. "Keep firing! Don't let up!" Commander Lee commanded, knowing they were on the verge of an epic victory. In a blinding flash, the core of the Apex destroyer erupted, sending shock waves rippling through space. The ship exploded in a brilliant fireball, the destruction marking a significant moment in history. The Galactic Council had underestimated humanity, and now they were paying the ultimate price. As the debris of the alien warship floated through space, the human pilots erupted in cheers. They had done the impossible. Together, they had fought back against an overwhelming enemy and claimed victory. The echoes of their triumph resonated throughout the fleet. "Great job, everyone," Commander Lee exclaimed, pride swelling in his chest. "We showed them what we're made of!" Back on Earth, people watched the destruction of the Apex destroyer with tears of joy. Families hugged, friends celebrated, and the feeling of unity surged through the planet. Humanity had stood together against a powerful foe, and they had won. "This is just the beginning," a news anchor said, her voice filled with excitement. "The galaxy will remember this day, the day humanity fought back." As the human fleet began to regroup, a sense of hope filled the hearts of everyone. They had proven their strength, and now they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The Galactic Council had learned a harsh lesson. Humans were not to be underestimated. With their spirits high, the pilots of the human fleet looked toward the stars, ready for their next adventure. The universe was vast, and they knew that together they could conquer anything. The aftermath of the battle was tense, filled with the remnants of destruction and the lingering energy of victory. Commander Lee stood on the bridge of HMS Titan, staring out at the debris of the Apex destroyer scattered across the dark void of space. The air was thick with the buzz of excitement and disbelief. They had fought back and won, but the fight was far from over. "Prepare for final assessment," Lee commanded, his voice steady. "We need to ensure the Galactic Council is no longer a threat." His crew scrambled to execute his orders, eyes glued to their screens. Sarah Kim, piloting the HMS Valor, felt the adrenaline still pumping through her veins. The explosion had been spectacular, but now the reality of their victory set in. "What's our next move?" she asked her wingman, Mark Jones, who was still buzzing with energy. "We have to locate any remaining enemy forces," Mark replied, scanning the area for signs of life. "They might be planning a counterattack." The human fleet was alert, each pilot acutely aware that the Council would not back down easily. Commander Lee knew they had to act quickly. "Let's divide into groups. We'll sweep the area for any remaining ships," he ordered. The pilots nodded, determination shining in their eyes. As they spread out, the silence of space enveloped them. For a moment, there was only the hum of engines and the soft beeping of control panels. Then a warning signal blared across the bridge. "Multiple ships detected approaching fast," a crew member shouted. Lee's heart raced. "Prepare for battle stations," he commanded. The screens lit up with the images of several smaller alien vessels racing toward them. The Galactic Council had not given up. They were coming for revenge. "Here they come!" Mark yelled as the enemy ships closed in, weapons charging. Sarah gripped her controls tightly, ready to engage. "We can't let them regroup. We have to strike first." The first volley of energy blasts erupted from the alien ships, lighting up the darkness. The humans moved with practiced precision, dodging the incoming fire while returning their own. "Engage them! We need to show them we're not afraid!" Commander Lee shouted, urging his fleet forward. The battle resumed with fierce intensity. Human ships darted between alien vessels, striking hard and fast. Sarah found herself in the thick of it, her instincts guiding her as she dodged fire and aimed for an enemy ship. "Firing!" she called, sending a blast toward the nearest alien craft. The impact was immediate. The ship exploded in a bright flash and cheers erupted in her cockpit. "Nice shot, Sarah. Let's keep pushing," Mark encouraged, pulling up alongside her. Together, they moved as a team, each supporting the other, striking down enemy ships one after another. But the Council was relentless. The remaining alien ships regrouped, forming a defensive perimeter. Lee could see their strategy unfold on the screen. They were desperate to protect what was left of their fleet. "We have to break through," he said, feeling the pressure mounting. "Focus fire on their formation." As they pressed on, the humans showed no signs of backing down. Each pilot knew the stakes were high. They were fighting for their home, for their future, and they would not let fear dictate their actions. "Now!" Lee shouted. "Unleash everything we have!" The human fleet fired in unison, a dazzling display of energy beams lighting up the darkness. The first wave broke through the alien defenses, causing chaos among the Council's remaining forces.